Well, in the absence of the shepherds, you've drawn the short straw and you've got me hosting with my lovely assistant Alan Manoosh, who is the chief muting person this evening. He's the one that will shut the others up if they're interfering with performances. And here we are in July. John's here in spirit, you see, because the nights are drawing in, he'd be saying at this point. Anyway, thinking of those two reprobates, they've had a better offer this evening. I've got a little tune, and it's actually called Mrs. Shepherd's Fancy. I mean, it's a factual title anyway, because she is. And I wrote it a little while ago, and it's a slow air with a Scottish feel to it. And I'll be following it with a Scottish song that you probably all know, Jock Stewart. And I'll just go ahead and do it, I think. Oh, I've got the title. Yes, I'll go ahead and do it. Here we go. Mrs. Shepherd's Fancy. Oh, my name is Jock Stewart. I'm a canny young man, and a roving young fellow I've been. So easy and free when you're drinking with me. I'm a man you don't meet every day. That's the chorus. Now I have acres of land, I am man at command, and I've always a shilling to spare. So be easy and free when you're drinking with me. I'm a man you don't meet every day. I'm a roving young blade, and a piper by trade, and it's many the tune I can play. So be easy and free when you're drinking with me. I'm a man you don't meet every day. Now I took out my guns and my dogs for a walk all along the green banks of the Spey. So be easy and free when you're drinking with me. every day. So come fill up your glass with strong brandy and wine, and whatever the price I will pay. So be easy and free when you're drinking with me. I'm a man you don't meet every day. And then we added a verse. So Rhyl Folk Club is here. You can bring your own beer. Friday nights where we all sing and play. Last time. So easy and free when you're drinking with me. I'm a man you don't meet every day. So be easy and free when you're drinking with me. I'm a man you don't meet every day.
Lovely, Al.
Woo-hoo! We're starting for a new tune.
Evening, Terry. Evening, Maggie. And Mark.
Excellent stuff.
Well, it turns out to sound Scottish, and I didn't intend it. I just plucked it out the air. So I wonder what Leslie will think when she hears it. There we are. Mrs. Robshaw's Fancy. Anyway, enough of me, and we'll move on to my lovely assistant, Alan Manoosh.
Hello.
Capel Kirrig.
Capel Kirrig, eh?
I imagine, how many feet above the sea level are you, Al?
I don't know, 600?
600. We'll see if anyone can beat that. Eastbourne is not going to get
Well,
close.
John Warburton, he's not now, but when he's at home, he's almost as high as me, I think.
Oh, he is, yeah, that's right.
Surprisingly high up.
Possibly in a different sense, maybe.
No, in a literal sense, Paul, he's actually quite a lot higher.
Right, well, Al, we've had a couple of others join us. Terry's joined us, our old mate Terry, all right?
What, mate?
What are down in Essex?
And our old mate Maggie and Mark, and Mark and Maggie.
Yeah, all good. And Tiffany from the US of A. Hello, Tiffany from the US of A. And Tamsin's here as well, looking like a cat. There we are.
That's normal.
Yeah. Okay, the black cat of the family. So, hello, Tamsin. We'll move on to Alan Manoosh, and thank you very much. Off you go, Al.
Muting everyone, are you first?
No, we leave people to mute themselves, and I'll go round and fix any offenders. Off you go,
this
Al.
is one of my own. This is the first song I've written. I'm just going to do it with the pick rather than the strum. Seems like forever. Standing in this lonely place, a biting wind tears at my face. Across the sea, a ghostly shape appears. The rain falls down, I'm feeling blue, and all my thoughts come back to you. Was this love chance, or was it meant to be? And it seemed like forever since you were by my side. Well, my mind is filled with thoughts of you. And it seemed like forever since I looked at you and seen the sunshine from your eyes so blue. And seen the sunshine from your eyes so blue. Above the clouds, black, grey and blue, a pang of hurt, a need for you. The clouds roll by and darkness fills the sky. If you were here, our love entwined, the clouds roll back, the sun would shine, the coldness that I feel would disappear. And it seemed like forever since you were by my side. Well, my mind is filled with thoughts of you. and it seemed like forever since I looked at you and seen the sunshine from your eyes so blue, and seen the sunshine from your eyes so blue. Now walking down this quiet lane, you know, nothing ever seemed the same as when I walked the road with you. The clouds roll by, I heave a sigh, I feel a tear form in my eye. I'm empty now that you are far away, and it seemed like forever since you were by my side. Well, my mind is filled with thoughts of you, and it seemed like forever since I looked at you and seen the sunshine from your eyes so blue, and seen the sunshine from your eyes so blue.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. It's the first song you wrote, did you say?
First song what I ever wrote, like, yeah.
What,
Working on someone's house in Instow, North Devon.
yeah.
Wet day, and there's a reference to it across the bay, a ghostly shape appears. That was the island of Lundy in the distance.
Right.
Just threw that in as a...
Wow. That's
You
a
really,
lovely...
you really write that without throwing any rejects away. That was the first.
Yeah, that was actually the first thing I ever wrote down and returned to, yeah.
Because normally it's the 999 that you throw away.
Well, take me 20 years to do some more, that's all.
That was lovely. And for any newcomers with us, we do encourage you to unmute yourselves at the end of any song and show your derision, show your applause, your appreciation, or otherwise, and then mute yourself again, ready for the next act that's coming on. And the next act that's coming on, my Cymro and Cyrraedd. David's joined us, and B is there as well. And where are you this evening?
We are at 500 feet only.
Oh,
in
that's
Pandit.
pathetic, 500 feet.
Yes, it's pretty pathetic, isn't it?
Not really, David, not really.
No. You're usually pretty high, as they say, so what have you got for us, David?
I wish.
What have you got for us, David?
Right, well, first of all, I'll thank Manoosh the Unmute for such a lovely song. And the bad news is we have 2 songs for you tonight. And the good news is that only one of them will be sung. And here is B to have a go.
I'm not sure if sing is the right word, really. Have a go.
Go.
Some time ago, I tried to get someone in the folk club to sing this song because it's one of my favourites that my grandmother used to sing for me. But nobody would sing it, so I'm going to slaughter it instead. It's called Spinning Wheel. Mellow, the moonlight to shine is beginning. Close by the window, young Eileen is spinning. Bent o'er the fire, her blind grandmother sitting is crooning and moaning and drowsily knitting. Merrily, cheerily, noiselessly whirring, swings the wheel, spins the wheel, while the foot's stirring, sprightly and lightly and merrily ringing, trills the sweet voice of the young maiden singing. Eileen, a cara, I hear someone tapping. 'Tis the ivy, dear mother, against the glass flapping. Eileen, I surely hear somebody sighing. 'Tis the sound, mother dear, of the autumn wind's dying. What's the noise that I hear at the window, I wonder? 'Tis the little birds chirping the holly bush under. What makes you be shoving and moving your stool on, and singing all wrong the old song of the coolin'? There's a form at the casement, the form of her true love, and he whispers with face bent, I'm waiting for you, love. Get up on the stool, through the lattice step lightly, and we'll rove in the grove while the moon's shining brightly. The maid shakes her head, on her lips lays her fingers, steps up from the stool, longs to go, and yet lingers. A frightened glance turns to her drowsy grandmother, puts her foot on the stool, spins the wheel with the other. Lazily, easily, now swings the wheel round. Slowly and lowly is heard now the real sound. Noiseless and light to the lattice above her, the maid steps, then leaps to the arms of her lover.
It's an Irish song. Is it an Irish song, B?
Irish song.
Yeah, it would be. The Irish claim them, you see. If it's got words and a tune, it must be one of ours.
Words.
The way it works. Words. If it's got words and a tune. Anyway, that was lovely. Thank you very much. And was it your mum or your dad sang it to you, did you say?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother. Oh, bless. That's lovely. David, follow that then.
Right, well, I've got no choice, have I? This is a song written by Phil Oakes. Now, everybody knows at least one song by Phil Oakes, because it was made very famous by Joan Baez, a song called There But For Fortune.
Oh, yeah.
But this is, I'm just going to recite a song called Outside of a Small Circle of Friends. It goes like this. Look outside the window, there's a woman being grabbed. They've dragged her to the bushes and now she's being stabbed. Maybe we should call the cops and try to stop the pain. But Monopoly is so much fun, I'd hate to blow the game. And I'm sure it wouldn't interest anybody outside of a small circle of friends. Riding down the highway, yes, my back is getting stiff. 13 cars are piled up, they're hanging on a cliff. Maybe we should pull them back with our towing chain, but we gotta move and we might get sued and it looks like it's gonna rain. And I'm sure it wouldn't interest anybody outside of a small circle of friends. Sweating in the ghetto with the coloured and the poor, the rats have joined the babies who are sleeping on the floor. Now wouldn't it be a riot if they really blew their tops? But they got too much already. And besides, we got the cops. And I'm sure it wouldn't interest anybody outside of a small circle of friends. Oh, there's a dirty paper using sex to make a sale. The Supreme Court was so upset they sent him off to jail. Maybe we shall help the fiend and take away his fine. But we're busy reading Playboy and the Sunday New York Times. And I'm sure it wouldn't interest anybody outside of a small circle of friends. Smoking marijuana's much more fun than drinking beer, but a friend of ours was captured and they gave him 30 years. Maybe we should raise our voices, ask somebody why, but demonstrations are a drag and besides, we're much too high. And I'm sure it wouldn't interest anybody outside of a small circle of friends. Thank you.
There we are. Lyrics of songs seem to have a different impact when they're spoken, and you do it very well, David.
Oh, thank you.
Alan,
for that.
there's a 4 guitarists in a row at the bottom now, so we could move them about, couldn't we?
Who do you want to move? You tell me.
Well, you got Mark, Terry, John, and Ray on the bottom of my screen. And
You have, yeah.
fit them in amongst the unaccomplished.
Okay, we'll put. There we are. Look, he's moving up. There he goes. I don't know whether it's promotion or demotion for Terry. He's in there. He's following Brian Carter now. It's a difficult act to follow, Terry, but there we are. And
I should do my best.
Maureen and Ian.
yeah, we can juggle a few more. I'm just going to move one or two that are not singers to the outside, the back end of the back end. Look, I've said it again. You've made me say it. The back end of the list.
The outside track.
Where are we going now, Al?
With someone between Gaffer and Gwyneth. You put
Gaffer and
Warby
Gwyneth.
there.
Right, okay. We could put Warby in between Gaffer. You don't mind, Gwyneth?
And then you could put Ray.
You're now following John Warburton. There he is.
You could put Ray in between Maureen and Ian.
Oh, we can. Ray, there he is. Ray. Who Ray? Between Maureen and Ian. Oh, Maureen and Ian? Maureen and Brian?
Maureen, well, whichever.
No, where am I? I'm lost. I've got him.
Maureen and Ian is more logical.
I'm clicking and dragging him as we speak.
And then Mark
Maureen and
Dowding
Ian.
after
There
Storm.
he is. Oh,
Yeah, good one.
I've done him.
I'm all busy now, Alan.
And Mark Downing after Storm.
Where am I? Who's after Storm?
Maggie and Mark.
Maggie and Mark after Storm. Look at this. That's how it works. So we don't make a paper list. We just drag people around, kicking and screaming. Yeah.
Thank you, Al.
Oh, thank you very much, Al. And thank you very much, B and David. In that order.
Your Tamsin you haven't moved into place yet either.
Oh, Tamsin. Tamsin, I'm sorry. Do you want to be next to your mum? No, she doesn't want to be next to her mum. So let's move Tamsin in this sort of area here. And we can keep shuffling people as we go.
Yep.
And if we don't like you, we'll shuffle you completely off, like the big hook on the vaudeville stage. It's the big hook.
Good evening, Michael.
There we are. Oh, Michael's joined us. And Tiffany there. Hello, Tiffany.
Hello, Tiffany.
You unmute yourself. Tell us where you are. I know you're in the US of A.
US of A.
Whereabouts?
Let's just say Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
In Pennsylvania, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Western
it's
PA.
still in Pennsylvania. There we are. Well, how nice of you to join us. I hope you enjoy our little show. Thank you. Now then, we're moving up north to Durham, County Durham.
We're on next.
And I didn't know that Jeslo was from Durham, County Durham.
Oh, yeah.
But he is a Durham lad, isn't he?
Of course he is, yeah.
I thought he was from, is he not from South Shields?
No.
Oh, no.
Easy.
Oh, no.
Well, there you are. Shows what I know or what I don't know. So, glasses on my head. I'll mute myself and I'll let you get on with introducing yourselves, Brian and Sue, for two. Lovely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Well, this isn't a Jeslo song. No Jeslo on our list tonight.
Not tonight.
No, this is a song by Steve Knightley of Show of Hands called You'll Get By. Well, you build a life together and it's shattered to the core, and once again you're gathering up the pieces. The ship has come untethered, drifting free once more, and the ever-raging storm never ceases. Summon up your strength, lean upon the oar, and I'll send you a dove, so strike out for the shore. You'll get by, you always do. Wind that shakes the barley never touches you. Come on, sister, brother, don't you cry. You don't know it now, but you'll get by. Or your best is not accepted, your cries for help unheard, whilst all around unkindness gets rewarded. All your hopes and plans rejected, and you're forced to join the herd, while cynical indifference is applauded. You have walked this road before, you can walk it once again. Why should it break you now? 'Cause it didn't break you then. You'll get by, you always do. For the wind that shakes the barley never touches you. Come on, sister, brother, don't you cry. You don't know it now, but you'll get by. You are bruised but unbroken, you are bloody but unbound, unsteady on your feet but still standing. It's not the fame nor the fortune, it's not the rapture of the crown. You are fighting for respect and understanding. So castle walls are falling, thieves are at the gate. They will take away our rights and our choices. False prophets are calling, singing out hymns of hate, to silence the land with siren voices. Ah, the bully and the braggart, let's drag them from the thrones. Don't need those savage songs, 'cause we're loud enough alone. You'll get by, you always do. For the wind that shakes the barley never touches you. Come on, sister, brother, don't you cry. You don't know it now, you don't know it now, you don't know it now, but you'll get by. You don't know it now, you'll get by.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, I thought that was going to end. I thought that was going to end with a major seventh chord then, and there'd be a fine to pay if it did.
No, it was a ninth. It was a ninth, John. Alan, I'm sure
Yeah,
you know that.
Yeah.
I guess that was actually a reassurance song, wasn't it? In the times that we've been going through, we'll get by, and here we are, still here to tell the tale. There's a
That
very
was gorgeous. Did you write that?
I wish I did.
Wish we did.
I wish we did. No, Steve Knightley of Show of Hands.
And it was basically dedicated to the National Health Service, the NHS.
Right at the start of COVID. I think he'd written it just a couple of years before that, but he rearranged it really.
Yeah, that's lovely.
So this is a Jimmy McCarthy song, but it's based on Pete Abbott's version, and it's called No Frontiers.
Down
I've seen heaven in your eyes.
If your life is a rough bed of brambles and nails, and your spirit's a slave to man's whips and man's jails, where you thirst and you hunger for justice and right, then your heart is a pure flame of man's constant night.
In your eyes.
In your eyes, faint as the singing.
No.
Sorry, I've lost it.
Sorry, we'll have to end it there.
Oh, that was delightful.
Lovely, Sue.
I just found myself thinking, he sings the song and you think, song could have been written for you. That was just suited your voice, Sue, beautifully.
Yeah.
It's a shame that Brian let you down then.
Yeah. Come on, Brian, pull yourself
I've
together.
done something wrong.
Oh, that was lovely. That was delightful, yeah. And no frontiers, blimey. Michael, off we go. We're going to Grosvenor Avenue in Rhyl now. I won't tell you what number. And Michael's been with the club a good long time, and he recently, 3 years ago, took up guitar? Is it?
2, yeah, about 2.
About 2. There we are then.
It's been a bit spasmodic though. So.
That's it. All right. Well, I think you're getting on fine. So over to you, Michael.
Thank you very much. This is called There Is a Ship. There is a ship, and he sails the sea, is loaded deep as deep can be, but not as deep as the love I'm in. I know not if I sink or swim. I lean my back against an oak. I thought it was a trusty tree, but first it bent and then it broke, just like my love proved false to me. Oh, love is gentle and love is kind, like the sweetest flower when first is new, but love grows old and waxes cold and fades away like morning dew. The water is wide, I cannot get on, neither have I wings to fly. Give me a boat that will carry two, and we it sails the sea, is loaded deep as deep can be, but not as deep as the love I'm in. I know not if I sink or swim. I know not if I sink or swim.
Lovely, Mike.
You could sing the phone book, Mike, and we'd love it.
Very true, that, Al. Very true.
But learning the guitar, just a couple of years. Somebody asked me recently how long you've been playing the guitar, and I had to count up the years. It was 55 years, and they said, "Well, you should know your way around it by now, then, shouldn't you?" There we are. 55 years, and I'm still got plenty of bum notes in me. You played a bum note, I did not. So we're going now to Sheila.
That's called the London Derriere, isn't it?
Bum note, yes. We're going over to Sheila. Are you going to get your backside out of the lead chair then, Michael? Let the lady sit down. There we are. And Sheila has a poem for us, so I'll shut up and let you get on when you're ready, Sheila.
Bring this a bit closer to you.
Right. This is a poem by G.K. Chesterton, and it's called The Rolling English Road. Before the Roman came to Rye, or out to Severn strode, the rolling English drunkard made the rolling English road. It rambles round the shire, and after him the parson ran, the sexton and the squire. A merry road, a mazy road, and such as we did tread, the night we went to Birmingham, by way of Beachy Head. The night we went to Glastonbury, by way of Goodwin Sands, his sins they were forgiven him. Or why do flowers run? Behind him in the hedges, all strengthening in the sun, the wild thing went from left to right, and knew not which was which, but the wild rose was above him, when they found him in the ditch. My friends, we will not go again, or ape an ancient rage, or stretch the folly of our youth to be the shame of age, but walk with clearer eyes and ears this path that wandereth, and see undrugged in evening light the decent inn of death. For there is good news yet to hear, and fine things to be seen, before we go to paradise by way of Kensal Green.
Very nice. Perfect diction, always. Delightful, delightful. Now you can relax, Sheila. Relax. And we're moving on. The next box is newcomers to the Zoom session here. This is Ray and Mitya, and you joined us for the Jeslow night a couple of weeks ago, didn't you?
Yeah.
And enjoyed it, and came back to us last week to the singers' night in the club, and like throwing mud at a wall, we can't get rid of them now. Here they are again, and Ray's going to give us a song. Well, it might be a poem, but I guess it'll be a song. Over to you, Ray.
I have a song. Am I allowed two? Can I do a poem after, or just one this time?
Yeah, fit them in. You're a newcomer. We'll let you get away with it. Off you go.
Oh, I wasn't sure whether it was one or two. Okay, I'm going to start with the serious one, traditional Irish one, which I understand was put to music by Paul Brady, and it's called Lockheed. One morning as I went a fowling, bright Phoebus adorning the vale, It was down by the banks of Loch I met with a beautiful dame. Her voice was so sweet and so pleasing, these beautiful notes she did sing. Oh, the innocent fowl of the forest, their love unto her they did bring. It being the first time that I met her, my heart it did jump with surprise. I thought that she could be no mortal, but an angel that fell from the skies. Her hair it hung down in gold tresses, her skin was as white as the snow, and her lips were as red as the roses that bloom around Loch Eran shore. When I saw that my love was eloping, these words unto her I did say, oh, take me to your habitation, for Cupid has led me astray. Oh, had I the lamp of Aladdin, his jewels and his rings, and that's more, I'd part with them all for to gain her, and live around Loch Eran shore.
Very nice. And you've got a poem for us now?
Yeah, I'll pitch it a little lower next time. Alan and I spoke last week about a wonderful folk poet called Les Barker, who I heard many, many years ago, and I've loved him ever since. And apparently he lives very nearby to us, and hope we might get to see him in the club. So although I haven't actually done anything, well, any song or poem for more than 30 years, I thought I'd do one of Les Barker's original classics, King Harold Was a Ventriloquist. King Harold was a ventriloquist. Not many people know. He used to work with animals and put on quite a show. People came in thousands to see his tour de force, to see the great King Harold on his auk with his hand up his horse. He could talk while drinking water. He could talk while smoking cigs, but he had to keep his day job because he didn't get many gigs. He went to fight the Danes at Stamford Bridge near York, but kept his hand in on the way, on his horse, with his hand up his auk. Oh, they beat the Danes quite easily. They gracefully gave in, but they wouldn't shake his hand because they knew where it had been. And Harold was impressive as the head of his victorious force. "Hello, I'm Mr. Ed," he said, on his auk with his hand up his horse. He got a gig in Yorkshire in Batley, but he found the miners' welfare didn't want a royal sooty. They didn't like ventriloquists and said so with brute force, and injected poor old Harold on his auk with his head on his horse. He gratefully went back south again because he'd heard that William had landed. "Let's make haste to Hastings," he cried, working his horse left-handed. His army marched past him in splendour. The leader saluted the lead, and in doing so suffered concussion from the horse on his hand, on his head. Soon they got to Hastings, and the armies soon got to grips. Harold was leading 3-1 at half-time, and all without moving his lips. "Who's in charge over there?" said William. "It's not Harold, I've not seen him talk," as he glared at the King of the English on his horse with his hand up his auk. "I'm being beaten by a parrot. Somebody shoot the bird." Amidst the noisy battle, only one of his archers heard. It was Cosmo, the fairly accurate archer, who heard his leader shout and aimed an arrow at the hawk and was only a foot or so out. It was one in the eye for Harold, who immediately fell down dead. Although Cosmo had aimed at the parrot, he'd hit Long John Silver instead. William the Conqueror was furious, and Cosmo's life was imperiled. He'd made a spectacle of himself and a monocle of Harold. But though William conquered the country, it's of Harold people still talk, ventriloquist King of England, on his horse, with his hand up his hawk. It was a sight to frighten the foreigners, an English fighting force, and Harold leading his army on his hawk, with his hand up his horse.
I like it.
There are several of us know Les quite well. And if you don't already know, he's a fluent Welsh speaker. He came from, was it Bolton he was from? Bury, maybe Bury. And he's moved to Wales and he's learned to speak the language, which is very nice, I think. I've got a big echo on here. It'll probably stop when I shut up. Over we go to Surrey.
Hello.
And you see, if John was here, he'd be calling them the Waitrose twins.
Well, I was going to say to you, here in Waitrose, although we're about 60 miles from the sea, we're only about 120 feet up in the air, so useful bit of information.
I've heard that you can't manage steep slopes anymore, Mike.
That's true.
Right.
It's starting now. It's starting now.
I'll shut up and let you get on with it. Lovely to see you again.
It's
Nice to be back.
Yeah, it's nice to be here again. Okay, our first song, definitely not a folk song, although the group who made it famous, Creedence Clearwater Revival, sounds as though they could be a folk group. I don't think they were. I see a bad moon rising, I see trouble on the way, I see earthquakes and lightning, I see bad times today. Don't go around tonight, but it's bound to take your life. There's a bad mood on the rise. I hear hurricanes are blowing, I know the end is coming soon. I hear rivers overflowing, I hear the voice of rage and ruin. Don't go around tonight, when it's bound to take your life. There's a bad mood on the rise. Alright, hope you got your things together, hope you are quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather, one eye is taken for an eye. Don't go around tonight, but it's bound to take your life. There's a bad mood on the rise. Don't go around tonight, but it's bound to take your life. There's a bad mood on the rise. There's a bad mood on the rise. There's a bad mood on the rise.
Woo! Lovely. It's interesting that, isn't it? Because I remember seeing a Battlefield band do that song, and they called their tour Moon Rising. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Okay.
But it just had bagpipes and instrumental.
I know we haven't got those.
Now you see, if John were here, he'd be saying, "What's wrong with your usual miserable songs? Why have you cheered us up? It's not your job to cheer us up."
Well,
I'm sure we can change that if we
we've got a
have.
fairly miserable one for our second one, if that's all right.
He'll be thrilled.
Yeah.
When he hears the recording, he'll be thrilled, I'm sure. Anyway,
And to,
best watch my lips, watch my mouth.
to prepare myself for this one, I've got a glass of Penderyn, which is very, very nice.
Overpriced.
I got a glass of water.
Okay, this is totally badly timed, really, because it's a good night song, but it's also a goodbye song. And I will just mention that apart from wishing any absent friends well, the folk club that we go to regularly in Surrey, we lost one of our members recently, so that's a sort of a goodbye element. Anyway, this is called The Time Has Come to Say Goodnight. The time has come to say goodnight, for every road must end, to the ones who care and are always there, our very special friends. Let's say goodnight to those we love, and maybe shed a tear. But before we close, let's think of those we love who can't be here. Let's raise our hands to absent friends, for every road must end. You'll always be there in our hearts, our special absent friends. Let's raise our hands to absent friends, for every road must end. You'll always be there in our hearts, our special absent friend. Let's raise our hands to absent friends, for every road must end. You'll always be there in our hearts, our special absent friends. Let's raise our hands to absent friends, for every road must end. You'll always be there in our hearts, our special absent friends. Special absent friend.
Woo! Oh, lovely.
Thank you.
That was lovely. Oh, can I just say, in talking of absent friends, Irene and Dave, we don't see Irene today because last week they had COVID.
Oh.
And they're getting over it, but they're okay.
Oh,
Brilliant.
good. Will you give them our regards?
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah,
Will do.
lovely. Irene's got a very special place in my heart. When I close my eyes, I can hear Barbara Dixon every time when she's singing. Do you think the same thing? She's got just that timbre of a voice, lovely. And,
I see Mr. Warburton's opening his box of wine.
Oh, well, jolly good. Don't spill it on anything special, John. Whatever you do. I can't see it. There we are, and we're moving on to Mr. Paul Clark down in Hampshire. We are travelling the country rapidly
We are, yes.
Off you go. Off you go.
Les Barker did a version of that Creedence Clearwater Revival song about having a very strong curry, which goes something like, "Where's the bathroom? On the right." You can probably sort of gauge the where that goes in the song. This is a bit more of the, what do you call it, the evening feel that Mike and Helen have just generated there. It's called Watch the Stars.
There's nothing like having an evening feel. That's all right.
Even in your sort of away from your home base, John, you always come up with something like that. Great stuff. Right. Watch the stars, see how they shine. Watch the stars, see how they shine. You know the stars start shining at sunsetting time. Watch the stars, see how they shine. Watch the clouds, see how they run. Watch the clouds, see how they run. You know the clouds run away at the fading of the day. Watch the clouds, see how they run. Watch the breeze, feel how it blows. Watch the breeze, feel how it blows. You know the breeze blows around when the sun's going down. Watch the breeze, feel how it blows. Watch the moon, see how it glows. Watch the moon, see how it glows. You know the moon's gonna glow when the sun's setting low. Watch the moon, see how it glows. Watch the stars, see how they shine. Watch the stars, see how they shine. You know the stars start shining at sunset time. Watch the stars, see how they shine. Watch the stars, see how they shine. See how they shine.
Nice, Paul.
Very nice. His very own treatment of songs.
Good evening, Sally, and good evening, Gloria.
Lovely, yeah. Sally's joined us from Kensington. Ooh, there's posh.
Evening.
Say hello, Sally. Oh, hello, Gloria. You're there as well. Sorry,
Yes.
yeah. I've got 2 pages going now. We've got 27 Muppets. Nice to see you both anyway. There we are. That's grand. We'll move on. Time needs Tempus Fugit and all that. And the result of me saying that...
Are they singing at all tonight?
Oh, right. Where are we now? Sally, are you singing for us, Sally? Gloria?
Yeah,
you
got the song ready.
Song for us later. Right,
Yep.
we'll fit you in. We're cracking on with the round. I'm going to have to crack the whip a bit, I think, to get through everybody this evening. especially twice. So, Paul, after Paul in the list here, it's one Gaffer Ferris. He's changed his name as well.
Woo-hoo.
Gaffer, off you go, Gaffer.
Yeah.
How do you do? How do you do? My voice is even less wonderful than usual tonight because I too am recovering from COVID. Not that it did me much harm, it didn't do my voice any good.
Oh, sorry about that.
So you might find that I'm straining for the occasional note, which is nothing really new. I suppose, as Welsh scholars go, I'm quite unusual in that I don't speak Welsh, or if I do speak Welsh, I don't up to it. And my kids always used to reckon that I could only ever speak Welsh when I was pissed. And if they ever heard me speak in Welsh, they say, "No, don't have another drink, Daddy. No, that's too much." Anyhow, I mention that because this is a very scholarly piece of, there we go, of Welsh for us all. Here is the compass in Welsh. And you can see there's a big problem with Welsh because the word for north and the word for west both begin with the letter G, and east and south both begin with the letter D. Now you might, I think Alan will be looking very carefully at this thing up behind me, looking at this top quadrant here, because he's going to say that G ought not to be a G, it ought to mutate because it's soft, you see, but there's nothing soft about a compass. And the other reason it doesn't mutate is that it would become an O. And unfortunately, both the G's would become O's and it wouldn't really help. And it would actually make things worse on the other side of the dial because the D would become two D's. Except, of course, that the two D's are actually a single letter, which is two D's, with the exception of southeast, which is two letters that look like one. Unlike all the other double D's, which are one letter that looks like two. So you can see it's really quite a simple language, and I can understand why they all speak it in heaven. And a lot of people are content to wait until they get there. Right. When it comes to impoliteness, please don't pick upon the Welsh. If you feel inclined to insult them, keep your feelings to yourself. Don't insult them. Don't insult them. Don't insult them. Save your breath. Save your breath. Don't insult them. Save your breath. Don't forget that shouting "Get lost, Taffy" is insulting to the Welsh. Just give them the proper Welsh equipment. They'll get lost all by themselves. With equipment, you won't set eyes on them again. You won't set eyes on them again. The Welsh, they speak an ancient language older than geography. South and east, when written in this language, both begin with the letter D. Most confusing, but gets worse, it can't get worse. Most confusing, but gets worse. The letter G is more confusing, for it begins both north and west. If you're trying to design a compass, doing it in Welsh can prove quite a test. just 2 letters, just 2 letters, just 2 letters swapped around, around, just 2 letters swapped around. Tertiary, secondary, and cardinal are enough to make you curse, but when you try to stick the last 8 points in, things soon go from bad to worse. That's impossible, that's impossible, surely things are bad enough. Oh, surely things are bad enough. By translates to Gan for the poor Welshman, which makes life hard for the poor man, charged with making a Welsh compass when he remembered how Gan began. Sod in G again, sod in G again, nothing but sod in G's and D's and D's and G's, nothing but sodding G's and D's. Give a man a fish, you fed him for a day, teach him to fish, and he'll ne'er lack food. Say, get lost, Taff, he'll just come back and haunt you. Give him a compass and he'll disappear for good. Why use 5 letters? Why use 5 letters? Why use a 5 when 2 will do? Why use 5 when 2 will do? Shopkeepers need never give a refund. Compass buyers won't complain. Once they've purchased their Welsh compass, they'll never find your shop again. Buy a Welsh compass, buy a Welsh compass, buy a Welsh compass and get lost. Oh, buy a Welsh compass and get lost.
Oh, gusto. I'm a stow. What a gusto. Yeah.
What a take.
Fair play. Gaffer, how long have you lived in Wales, Gaffer?
Oh, for well over a while now, yes.
I'd put it at decades.
But I have not, touch wood, yet moved to heaven, where I believe it is the local tongue.
It is, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
For obvious reasons, yeah. You'll find out when...
That's why it sounds so foreign to the living.
You'll find out when Sant Pedr gofyn cwestiwn i ti. Right, so, thank you, Gaffer. Your inimitable style, I think, is an accurate phrase there. And we're moving to Cornwall, because we're moving from a Cornishman in Gaffer to Cornwall, where John and Carol are at the moment.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Nos Wener.
Nos Wener Gynta hefyd. I'll shut myself up and you can carry on.
I'll just show you the view from my tent. Look at that.
Arr. Oh, arr. I see no pirates.
You're not in my garden, are you, John?
Hang on. We've got the pirates up on our windows because we use flags. as curtains on this old tent that we have. And there we are, you see. Right, anyway, I'm over here. I'm down in God's blessed land of Kernow instead of the holy land of Cymru. So we're sort of stuck here at the minute, but
No, we're not.
I'm about 3 miles from this hill. And can you hear that?
Yep, coming through.
If you climb up the hill and you look to the north, through the shadow of a standing stone, you can see the sight of God Reevy lights, bringing the fishermen home. If you look to the south, to St. Michael's Mount, home of a giant I've heard, and out to the west is the town I love best, Penzance, that I'd like to call home. This is the land of old kings, where stones stand alone or in rings, where tales are told of the pirates bold and the strong men who once dug for tin. There's not much work here today, though. No use for the tin or for clay, where once men strive to keep families alive. Tourists now come and play, but there's still pride in old Cornwall. There's a love of the land, sea and sun, and there's no better place in all of God's earth to be when the day is done. There you go.
Very nice. And from a field in Cornwall through a phone, that wasn't a bad reception either. That was pretty reasonable.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. We expected you to clip here and there. So, we'll move on to Carol, shall we? Hello, Carol.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Was it a combination job, this one?
It is, yes.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
If I can get room enough to play this guitar without dropping it on Carol's head. Let me move over slightly.
Do you need
Okay.
to come down with it? You're right there.
You move yourself into the screen and I can play off screen if you like.
Okay.
That would be better.
How's that?
Yeah, we don't want
over.
to see you, John. That's cool.
Thank you, Alan. Your friendship is like
Always there, John. Evening,
like
Marianne.
it's like an unripe blackberry. All right, here we go.
The poem is called Sesiwn, which I wrote. And the music is called Summer Seas, which John wrote. I'm sitting on Sesiwn, listening to the sea. The sun's in the sky and you're with me. There's surfers riding the rolling waves, It's good to be here any day. There's boats on the horizon that seem so small, and couples stroll along the shore. There's children playing on the sand. It's good to be here once more. The cormorant dives beneath the waves, searching for the fish, and the coast path walkers follow the trail. It's good to have days like this. The constant noise of the endless waves outdoes the roar of a plane as it flies overhead to the Scilly Isles. It's good to be here once again. There's a crag on the hillside behind me. It looks like a sleeping gnome. I hope I can remember all of this when it's time for me to go home. And the seagulls wheel around the cove. Cape Cornwall seems so near, and Longship's light can be plainly seen when the weather is fine and clear.
Thank you.
We've only ever heard you say that from further away from where you're talking about, of course.
Oh, yeah.
What was the title again?
Senan and Summer Seas.
Senan and Summer Seas. Lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we're off to South London. We're off to South London, and it's Gwyneth. Are you okay, Gwyneth?
I don't know. Mostly.
Yeah. Well, you're smiling.
I've still got a horrible cough, but that only makes it 6 months, so that's fine.
And you've got some Welsh blood in you, so that's a good thing as well.
Oh, quite a lot, yeah.
Just lucky, yeah. Just lucky, I guess. Well, I'll shut up and hand over to you.
Right. There looks as though there's a shade or something over my phone. Never mind. My photo. Right, this is One Misty Moisty Morning. The Steel Ice Fan version. One misty moisty morning, when cloudy was the weather, I met with an old man, clothed all in leather. He was clothed all in leather, with a cap beneath his chin, singing howdy-do and howdy-do and howdy-do again. This rustic was a thresher, as on his way he hied, and with a leather bottle fast buckled by his side. He wore no shirt upon his back, but wool unto his skin, singing howdy-do and howdy-do and howdy-do again. I went a little further, and there I met a maid, a-going a-milking, sir, she said. Then I began to compliment, and she began to sing, singing howdy-do and howdy-do and howdy-do again. This maid, her name was Dolly, clothed in a gown of grey. I, being somewhat jolly, persuaded her to stay, and straight I fell a-courting her, in hopes her love to win, singing howdy-do and howdy-do and howdy-do again. I, having time and leisure, I spent a vacant hour, a-telling of my treasure, was sitting in the bower. With many kind embraces, I stroked her double chin, singing howdy-do and howdy-do and howdy-do again. I said that I would married be, and she would be my bride, and long we should not tarry, and 20 things beside. I'll plough and sow and reap and mow, and you shall sit and spin, singing howdy-do and howdy-do and howdy-do again. Her parents then consented, all parties were agreed, a portion 30 shillings, we married were with speed. Then Will the piper he did play, whilst others dance and sing, saying howdy-do and howdy-do and howdy-do again. Then lusty Ralph and Robin, with many damsels gay, did ride on Roan and Dobbin to celebrate the day. And when they met together, their caps they oft did fling, singing howdy-do and howdy-do and howdy-do again. Thank you.
There we are. A flavour of traditional singing in amongst us, all the contemporary stuff that we do. Well, no, we don't all do contemporary stuff. Heaven forfend. That was lovely, Gwyneth. Thank you very much. And now we've got Steve and Julie. Now, Steve and Julie, you'll excuse my memory, but have you joined us on Zoom before, or is this your first dip into
This is our first visit to Rhyl.
Oh, well, you're very, very welcome. You really are. We love to get new blood, and you'll get the same treatment as when John's back next month. If you turn up next month, you'll get the same treatment as everybody else from him. I'm the kind, gentle one, I have to tell you.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, so over we go to Steve and Julie.
weeks,
Lovely to
please.
see you. Lovely to see you. Over you go.
Thanks a lot. Well, after that lovely poem earlier, this is a song about the seaside. It's from the point of view of a bench seat at the seaside. It's called The Form.
Here I stand at the edge of the land, solid feet and a seat so well made. I spend all my days with this view of the bay, from this spot on the esplanade. Donkey's years I've watched donkeys go by, carrying nippers knee-high to and fro. I've seen time fly in the wink of an eye, they are back with their own kids in tow. I'm a form from hardwood and iron, built to withstand sun and wind and salt spray, room to spare for at least 2 or 3 derrieres. Come and take the weight off your feet if you're passing my way. There's a heart quite discreet, carved by some, with a legend, I love you dear Nancy. In a hand neat and firm, though I secretly yearn for some tasteful graffiti by Banksy. Then I'd be a form of great fame in the headlines I'd warrant a mention, like a chips and stuffed seagull perched on me slats in Tate Modern, the seat of attention. I'm a form from hardwood and iron, built to withstand sun and wind and salt spray, room to spare for at least 2 or 3 derrieres. Come and take passing my way. Roguish knaves, armed with buckets and spades, cloudy bathers encrusted with sand.
With his thoughts and his thermos, a solitary soul.
Well, I guess he's got time on his hands. Coastal ramblers, always glad of a rest, shed their backpacks, kit and caboodle.
Star-crossed lovers linger to see the moon rise
as they tenderly kiss and canoodle. I'm a form from hardwood and iron, built to withstand sun and wind and salt spray. Room to spare for at least 2 or 3 derrieres. Come and take the weight off your feet if you're passing my way. Take a pew, sit and drink in the view where the sky meets the salty sea strand. Watch the waders like clockwork toys on the shore. Whatever the season, it's grand. I'll be here, offering comfort and cheer, year-round parking. What's more, it's free.
Bring an ice cream,
a packed lunch,
a dog,
or a friend, or a baby to bounce on your knee. I'm a form from hardwood and iron, built to withstand sun and wind and salt spray. Room to spare for at least 2 or 3 derrieres. Come and take the weight off your feet if you're passing my way. Come and take the weight off your feet if you're passing my way.
Lovely. Now, please tell me there are birds in the background. It's not in my head.
Yeah, we couldn't get seagulls. Budgerigars was the nearest we could get.
Excellent,
That was
excellent.
my head as well.
Oh, well, I did spend a moment thinking, is it me?
I did as well, Al, yeah.
Yeah. Now, apologies, Steve and Julie. We normally have, when there's a couple in there, we'd normally do 2 songs. We've
Yeah,
got to
that's
crack
fine.
on,
It's fine.
but we will guarantee you another song in the second half. But we've got to crack on. So, Brian, it's over to you. Over to Brian.
Okay, this is a romantic song that I used to sing to my late wife to show her how much I loved her. It was written by Scott Dunican and Amanda White and sung by the Bar Stewart sons of Val Doonigan from Barnsley, although I've made some amendments to the song. And it's called Snoring in Your Sleep. There is a problem, although you are in my heart. When your snoring reaches a certain pitch that rings out in the dark. For miles and miles, I am sure that folk could hear a noise like a foghorn that makes me want to swear. Although normally I love every piece of you, don't underestimate what I will do. When you're snoring, I can no longer bear. I would not mind so much if you had got a cold, and I would rub your chest with vapor rub. And I would act more concerned if you were grunting out when giving birth after you had been in the club. But think of me in the depths of my despair, because it sounds like I am laid next to a chuffing grizzly bear. Your snoring sound is so raw, and it is like a buzzsaw, leaving me laid here blinking, as I had almost drifted off at 4. I lift up my pillow and hide my head under, because you are driving me up the wall. If you do not stop snoring, I will drag you out of bed and leave you on the floor in the hall. I would not mind so much if you had got a cold, and I would rub your chest with vapor rub, and I would act more concerned if you were grunting out when giving birth after you had been in the club. But think of me in the depths of my despair, because it sounds like I am laid next to a chuffing grizzly bear. You'll continue snoring in your sleep while I scream and shout and bawl, and your snoring is louder than a baby yelling after his mum does not buy him sweets when shopping at the mall. There is times that I just wish that I was counting sheep's feet, but I reckon they would just bugger off because you can hear it in the street. I would not mind so much if you had got a cold, and I would rub your chest with vapor rub, and I would act more concerned if you were grunting out when giving birth after you had been in the club. But think of me in the depths of my despair, because it sounds like I am laid next to a chuffing grizzly bear. You snore on all through the night, like you are a concrete machine grinder. I throw the duvet over my head, and I am wearing ear protectors, but still get a headache blinder. But come sunrise, in the early morning light, you will arise fresh and eager, while I am laid there feeling shite. I would not mind so much if you had got a cold, and I would rub your chest with vapor rub, and I would act more concerned if you were grunting out when giving birth after you had been in the club. But think of me in the depths of my despair, because it sounds like I am laid next to a chuffing grizzly bear. The snoring is shredding, and it does my head in. It has just hit 7 on the chuffing Richter scale, while I'm lying here with my head inside a dustbin. I lift the dustbin off my head, because it is very smelly, but you are still snoring in your sleep. It sounds just like a wrecking ball that has landed on a sheep. I would not mind so much if you had got a cold. I would rub your chest with vapor rub, and I would act more concerned if you were grunting out when giving birth after you had been in the club. But think of me in the depths of my despair, because it sounds like I am laid next to a chuffing grizzly bear. Yes, it sounds like I am laid next to a chuffing grizzly bear.
Well, there we are. I've already used the term inimitable style this evening. So we've had at least 2 inimitable styles this evening. And that's it's a very long song, Brian. So we move on quickly to Terry. Hello, Terry, down in Essex.
Yes, down in Essex.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm trying. This song's in the same key, but it. I can't. Yeah, that's the one. But I can't get chuffing grizzly bear into the lyric, unfortunately. But it's a love song.
Hopefully you've had some inspiration from Brian.
I have had inspiration. This is at the other end of the spectrum, I think. I'm sure Brian will understand. turn the tables, so take the chairs, take the moon and stars, take Manhattan or anywhere, take my world apart, take a left turn, take a right, the high road or the low, take the mornings, take the night, but leave my heart alone. Well, take it easy, take your time. Time was all we had. I'll keep the whiskey, you take the wine. We save the best to last. Take the good times, take the bad, take them with you when you go. Take tomorrow, leave me the past, but leave my heart alone. Sign the papers, take the keys. This whole house is almost empty, and there's nothing here we need. Take no notice if I say I still believe. Take the arrows and the bow, but leave my heart alone. Take the glory, I'll take the blame. Take the stories and the songs. I'll take the rainbow, keep the rain. I can't do right for wrong. Take my shadow, take my soul. Take me as I am. And all I ask before you go, don't break my heart again.
Fabulous.
Oh, a delight. There we go. You do like to pull a song about. I love it. Love it.
And if you want to buy CDs from Terry, look on his website.
Yeah.
Is your middle name Rubato? It should be. I love it.
Having seen him at the Folk Club not long ago, one of the best solo acts I've seen for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Look at him blushing.
Definitely. I am.
Oh, bless him. Yeah.
Come on.
Lovely, Terry. Well, Tamsin's got the rotten job of following you, Terry, anyway.
She can do it. She can do it.
Thank you very much. Hello, Tamsin.
Hello.
You got no camera this evening, is that right?
No, the internet's not quite good enough.
There we are. Well, you're sounding good, so introduce your song and away you go.
This is an attempt at 700 elves learnt from Steel Espan. 700 elves from out the wood, foul and grim they were. Down to the farmer's house they went, his meat and drink to share. There was a farmer in the west, and there he chose his ground. He thought to spend the winter there, and brought his hawk and hound. He brought with him both hound and cock, alone he begged to stay. And all the deer that roamed the wood had cause to rue the day. He felled the oak, he felled the birch, the beech nor poplar sped, and much was grieved the sullen elves at what the stranger did. He hewed him box and he hewed him beams with eager toil and haste. Then up and spake the woodland elves, who's come our wood to waste. 700 elves from out the wood, foul and grim they were. Down to the farmer's house they went, his meat and drink to share. Up and spake the biggest elf, and grimly rolled his eyes. We'll march upon the farmer's house, and hold on him assize. He's knocking down both wood and bar, he shows us great disdain. We'll make him rue the day he was born, and taste of shame and pain. 700 elves from out the wood, foul and grim they were. Down to the farmer's house they went, his meat and drink to share. All the elves from out the wood began to dance and spring, and marched towards the farmer's house, their lengthy tails to swing. The farmer from his window looked, and quickly crossed his breast. Oh, woe is me, the farmer cried, the elves will be my guests. In every nook he made a cross, and all about the room. And off flew many a frightened elf back to the forest gloom. Some flew to the east, some flew to the west, some flew to the north away, and some flew down a deep ravine, and there forever stay. 700 elves from out the wood, foul and grim they were. Down to the farmer's house they went, his meat and drink to share. 700 elves from out the wood, foul and grim they were. Down to the farmer's house they went, his meat and drink to share. Thank you. And Rebecca joined in on the chorus as well.
I could tell it was brilliant.
Thank you very much. Can feel your mum's influence a little there, yeah.
Well, angels floating about somewhere.
Yeah. Did I detect the same tune as John Barleycorn a little bit in there? Very similar in the minor bits. Anyway, that's my problem. We're moving to Scotland. No, we're not moving to Scotland. Scotland might be moving away.
The borders.
The borders. Where are you, in Galashiels or somewhere?
I will be tomorrow, Alan.
Right.
I'm in Hoyk today and every day.
Hoyk, right.
I also popped up to Newcastle Music Festival this afternoon, and then had to go to Langham to set up a set of gear, and then go set up another set of gear tonight. And then we've got a sound system out with it's actually a ska band tomorrow at the Gala Festival, so quite a good
Bless
band,
you.
actually.
Bless
Big
you.
Fat Panda.
Well, as long as you're keeping all us pensioners in comfort, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Good time I was retiring.
Not
that I'd moan any less, but
off you go. Off you.
I did think about trying a new song, but I'm not sure. I think I'll try one that I've not done for a wee while. Everybody does it. Everybody knows it, and I don't think anybody did it as good as Vin, but I'll have a go. I think. I just like the song. I could have been a giant, said the bonsai tree, but someone by my roots and held me down. I could have reached the heavens, said the snowy owl, but they clipped my wings and kept me on the ground. I think I heard them tell me that they loved me, that they'd care for me, without them I would die. But what's the use of roots if you can spread them? What's the use of wings if you can fly? Sorry. I could have been a singer, said the minor bird, but they caged me and they told me what to say. I could have run forever, said the pony, but they bridled me and made me go their way. I think I heard them tell me that they loved me, that they'd care for me forever, so it seems. But what's the use of voices without freedom? And what's the use of living others' dreams? Why do people cage things they love the most? Is it simply that they fear to be alone? If you give your love its freedom, it will stay a while. If it leaves you, it was never yours to own. Sorry, I forgot there. I'm after one a bit. I could have found adventure, said the angel fish. Now my world's so small, there's nowhere left to go. I could have ruled a kingdom, said the lion. Now this land inside my head is all I know. I think I heard them tell me that they love me, that they'd care for me and tell me it's alright. But what's the use of life without adventure? And what's the use of strength if you can't fight? Why do people cage things they love the most? Is it simply that they fear to be alone? If you give your love its freedom, it will stay a while. If it leaves you, it was never yours to own. I know I heard them tell me that they loved me, that they'd care for me, without them I would die. But what's the use of roots if you can spread them? And what's the use of wings if you can fly?
Lovely, Ray. Great song.
It's a Brian Bedford song, isn't it? Brian Bedford. What's the group called? A trio called
Artisan.
Artisan, yeah.
Begin ready. Yeah.
They came to us, I know we're recording on this, but they're hardly likely to listen to it. They came to us at the B years and years ago, and they went down a bomb. And then we went to book them again, and they told us how much we were to charge on the door. And we said, no, we'll charge what we think is right. And they said, no, we're not coming unless you charge whatever it was, 10 quid on the door. So we said, you're not coming. And that was that. And I don't understand what their logic was, but there we are. We were going to pay them the same fee anyway. Anyway, there we are. That's history. So if they are listening to the recording of this, we didn't mean it.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah, of course we did. Ian, what have you got for us, Ian?
Come now, Alan, don't retract your earlier statement. It was true.
Okay, right. Thanks, Alan. Well, tonight I've got a song about the artist L.S. Lowry. It was the #1 in the UK in the spring of '78 for Brian and Michael, and it's Matched Up Men and Matched Up Cats and Dogs. He painted Salford smoky tops on cardboard boxes from the shops and parts of Ancoats where I used to play. They said he once walked down our street 'cause he painted kids with knout on the feet. The clothes they wore had all seen better days. Now they said his works of art were dull, no room, oh lad, the walls are full, but Lowry didn't care much anyway. He said, I'll just paint cats and dogs and matchstock men in boots and clogs, and that's the way. And Lowry said, that's just the way they'll stay. And he painted matchstock men and matchstock cats and dogs. He painted kids on the corner of the street with the sparking clogs. How he paints his brush and he waits outside the factory gates to paint his matchstock men and matchstock cats and dogs. Now canvas and brushes were wearing thin when London started calling him to come on down and wear the old flat cap. They said, tell us all about your ways and all about them Salford days. Is it true you're just an ordinary chap? And he painted cats, matchstock men and matchstock cats and dogs. He painted kids on the corner of the street with the sparking clogs. Now he takes his brush and he waits outside those factory gates to paint his matchstock men and matchstock cats and dogs. Now Lowry's hung upon the wall beside the greatest of them all, and even the Mona Lisa takes a bow. This tired old man with hair like snow told northern folks it's time to go. The fever came and the good Lord mopped his brow. And he painted matchstock men and matchstock cats and dogs. He painted kids on the corner of the street with the sparking clogs. Now he takes his brush and he waits outside them pearly gates to paint his matchstock men and matchstock cats and dogs. And he painted matchstock men and matchstock cats and dogs. He painted kids on the corner of the street with the sparking clogs. Now he takes his brush and he waits outside them pearly gates to paint his matchstock men and matchstock cats and dogs. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
There we are. Telegraph bending. Yeah. Lowry, there's the man. So Ian, what made you pick that one? He's gone. He's talking, but we can't hear him.
I'm muted again, that's right, I didn't, you really muted me. I chose that one mainly because it's sort of from this part of the world. I mean, I live in Macclesfield, which is 20 miles south of Manchester and Salford, but it's all about Manchester and Salford, you know, so that's the reason I chose it.
We've got people from the US of A on here. 20 miles is your next door neighbour over there, and more.
Yeah.
Right, thank you, Ian. We'll move on to Stoke. Come with me across the sea to Massachusetts, where we'll find young Storm with an interesting hat.
You know, the interesting thing about Storm and Gaffer tonight is they both look like they've had a manicure, they've had their hair tied and their beards trimmed.
All right.
It's sort of like almost unrecognisable.
That hasn't been touched.
No.
It looks it.
There we are.
No, it's. I think it's the fact that I don't have the overhead light on because it's so hot.
I thought it was lighting, yeah. Your beard is merging into your jumpy, your sweatshirt.
Yeah, I think so.
Over to you, Storm, over to you.
But the weird thing is that this bit of brown has come out. You know, the newer growth is nearer my chin, and if you can see, it's dark.
What have you been eating? That's always the clue. Tomato soup, and I've got an orange tash here, you know.
Nothing like
no. I'm actually allergic to tomatoes, so you can't blame that one on me.
Oh, right.
So this is a piece I put together for what's been going on in my country and more generally the world. It's a little bit heavy, but the things that are going on in the world right now are kind of heavy. So I wanted to share it with you. She didn't know she was pregnant until it came out in the toilet the day after the last beating her husband ever gave her. I am crying for the world this morning. I don't know how to sing. I am crying for the world this evening, wondering what tomorrow may bring. Crying for the dreamers, crying for our dreams, crying while I'm wailing. Wait, sorry. Crying for the dreamers, crying for our dreams, crying for these days we live, where nothing's as it seems. Crying while I'm wailing, crying not making a sound, crying feeling so lost, asking to be found. Crying for the president, crying for our priests, crying for all children, waiting for release. Breathe deep of the mother. Raise your prayers to the Father and the Son. Stand your ground together and do what must be done. I'm crying for the world this morning. I've found my voice to sing. We can laugh and dance this evening, whatever tomorrow may bring. We can laugh and dance this evening, whatever tomorrow may bring.
Oh, wonderful, mate.
I originally wrote the poem about 30 years ago, and I wrote the song in 2018, but the two together is what we're experiencing now.
Yeah, we seem to have the U.S. Supreme Court is Trump's legacy, really, isn't it? I shouldn't talk anything politics or anything. We don't do that. We try not to, except it's obvious.
You've got me here. You've got to talk politics.
There we are.
We've got a bit of him hiding in the corner.
At some point, it's less politics and more global tragedy, but...
Yes. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
As a result of political decisions, often the case. And anyway, thank you, Storm, and always a delight to hear you. And we're moving to Maggie and Mark. Maggie and Mark. I've got Mark, but no Maggie at the moment.
Well, Maggie doesn't do anything.
All right. Oh,
come on
Maggie,
now.
I'm sure.
There's something you can't
You know,
say about your wife.
Behind every great man, Mark. You know.
I know. There she is.
Hello, Maggie.
There she is.
Hiya. Right, what have you got for us, Mark? Are you ready to go?
I am, yeah. This
Okay.
is there's a song called the Sussex Toast, or sometimes called the Farmer's Toast or the Farmer's Arms, depending where you are. There's a little bit of this was actually on the walls at a farm shop at Battlefield near Shrewsbury, just north of Shrewsbury. And I was in there one day because Maggie's mum lives down there. And I saw it and I sang it to them. And I don't think they were very, well, I don't know. They just looked at me funny, really. But anyway, you can have a go. You can have a go at it. Come all jolly fellows that delight in being mellow, attend unto me and sit easy. For a pint when it's quiet, me lads, let us try it, for dull thinking can drive a man crazy. I have lawns, I have bowers, I have fruit, I have flowers, and the loch is my morning alarmer. So, me jolly boys now, here's good luck to the plough, long life and success to the farmer. Come lads, when you're able, draw near to my table. Let me hear not one word of complaining, for the jingling of glasses all music surpasses, and I like to see bottles a-draining. For here I am king, I can laugh, drink, and sing, and let no man approach as a stranger. But show me the ass that refuses a glass, and I'll treat him to hay in a manger. I have lawns, I have bowers, I have fruit, I have flowers, and the loch is my morning alarmer. So, me jolly boys now, here's good luck to the plough, long life and success to the farmer. Let the wealthy and great roll in splendour and state. I envy them not, I declare it, for I eat my own ham, my own chicken and lamb. I shear my own fleece and I wear it. By ploughing and sowing, by reaping and mowing, Dame Nature rewards me a plenty. I've a cellar well stored, and a plentiful board, and my garden affords every dainty. I have lawns, I have bowers, I have fruit, I have flowers, and the lark is my morning alarmer. So, me jolly boys now, here's good luck to the plough, long life and success to the farmer.
Wow.
Fantastic!
Yeah.
Wow, what a voice!
Oh, what a voice indeed.
Yay.
Fabulous.
You'd come to Dragon's Breath and you'd hear more of him. Thank you very much.
Well, I was watching Mike Hawkins during that song, and I guess he's going to listen to the recording and pinch it.
Well, it's not mine, help yourself.
Oh, yeah, lovely song, and lovely sentiments in there as well.
Mike's not the only one who's going to pinch that one.
Great song and great singing too.
Have you never heard it before, that one? No, by the sound of it.
Not in the last 20 years, anyway.
Oh, right, okay.
It was compiled by Eric Winter from a variety of other songs that are similar kind of phrasing.
Right.
It's one of those I've forgotten so long ago. I've got to go back to that. That's a fantastic song.
Yeah, the language, the lyrics, the style of the lyrics, absolutely wonderful. You know, authenticity without question. Lovely stuff, lovely.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll move on to Gloria on Gloria's iPhone. There she is, Gloria's iPhone. How are you, Gloria?
getting over hay fevery cold, but apart from that, I'll probably just manage this. It's not too long.
Okay, off you go.
Mark, this won't sound too good after what Mark sang, but never mind, we'll give it a whirl. It's an old Beatles song that, well, in my opinion, isn't very well known, so we'll see. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. He'd let us in, knows where he's been, in his octopus's garden in the shade. I'd ask my friends to come and see an octopus's garden with me. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. We would be warm below the storm in our little hideaway beneath the waves, resting our head on the seabed in an octopus's garden near a cave. We would sing and dance around because we know we can't be found. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. We would shout and swim about the coral that lies beneath the waves, lies beneath the ocean waves. Oh, what joy for every girl and boy, knowing they're happy and they're safe, happy and they're safe. We would be so happy, you and me, no one there to tell us what to do. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden with you, in an octopus's garden with you, in an octopus's garden with you.
Woo!
Thank you.
There we are. That was one where they let Ringo sing the lead, I think, wasn't it? Was it Ringo singing the lead on that
Ringo,
one?
yeah.
Ringo, he can't do it without the accent, oh, can he? Ringo, he's stuck with that accent, bless him. Richard Starkey.
Or Maid.
Yeah. And yeah, right. And we're moving back across the sea, back across the ocean. And we're going to, don't tell me it's not Maryland, it should be Maryland, but it isn't Maryland. Oh, you muted, Mary. Yeah.
You had it right at Maryland.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
You're in Marianne in Maryland. Brilliant.
Just, yeah.
Okay, over to you, Marianne, and it's lovely to see you again.
Oh, it's good to see you all. Thank you. I started out with harder edge songs, especially after Friday, and then I just thought, no, just need to kind of soothe myself at this point. So this is Wave. If anything, I'm following the theme of the ocean and beaches that was going on there for a bit. So close your eyes, for that's a lovely way to be, aware of things your heart alone was meant to see. The fundamental loneliness goes whenever two can dream a dream together. You can't deny, don't try to fight the rising sea. Don't fight the moon, the stars above, and don't fight me. The fundamental loneliness goes whenever two can dream a dream together. When I saw you first, the time was 3:30. When your eyes met mine, it was eternity. By now we know the wave, it's on its way to be. Just catch the wave, don't be afraid of loving me. The fundamental loneliness goes whenever two can dream a dream together. was eternity. By now we know the wave is on its way to be. Just catch the wave, don't be afraid of loving me. A fundamental loneliness goes whenever two can dream a dream together.
Lovely. That's a sound. That's the same guy. Who? What? Oh, the composer. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Oh yeah. Go on. Tell me.
Jobim.
Yeah, Jobim. That's the man. Yeah, I remember. He wrote. Did he write Ipanema? No. Forget what I said. Right. We're halfway through.
Bye, John.
Not to interrupt.
Okay. Bye, Ian. Who's going? No, Ian's waving.
I'm waving John. I'm waving to John.
The Warbies are going. Who's going? When they've gone, I'll know.
Mr. Warburton's going.
Oh, bye, John. We'll see you next week, we hope.
See you all.
Take care travelling.
It won't be next week.
Oh, no.
Won't be next week. We're at Folk on the Farm on Anglesey.
Folk on the farm.
On the farm.
'Tis true.
There you
See
are.
you guys. Take care of you.
Okay, see you soon. Take care. Ta-ta. Right, we're kind of halfway through. And I'm going to need some help. If anybody does want to drop out in the second half, you're welcome. Or we'll end up having to drop out the people who came in last of all. I think that's the only fair way of doing it.
Well, I'm out anyway, but I think we should listen to people that don't normally come. It'd be nice for us.
Yeah.
Those that only come to Zoom should be singing. Those that come to Rhyl, we don't need to worry, do we?
I was going to leave myself to the very end because, we could have a rousing song with the old squeeze box.
Absolutely.
Only problem, Sally's joined us specially for a song that I'm going to do, and Sally's been working very, very hard, and I imagine she wants to go to her bed. So, with
I'm fine.
With a heavy heart, I'll squeeze myself in.
She says she's fine.
Are you fine for the end then, Sally? Are you? Yeah. Just get your head down for half an hour.
I'll do my best. If I fall asleep, I'll wake up when you start.
Well, of course, you'll get it on the recording anyway, won't you? You've just done us a favour there. That's lovely. Okay, Al, have you got something for us? Alan?
I'm dropping out. So
you dropped. You dropped out.
Let Brian and Sue do one, or
we've stand down. We've done two as well. Try and get two per box.
Yeah, we've done two. So thanks.
Ray, and let's Ray do a new one, and anyone else,
We're going to juggle around.
We'll drop out as well.
Oh, right. We're going to pass on to Michael. Don't drop out, Michael. Give us a song.
And I need definitely another one from Mark as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we will. We're okay. We're probably okay with 3 or 4 dropping out. Time being what it is. Right. Moving on. Mike Hawkins, are you ready to give us a song? Earth Calling Mike. Unmute yourself before you speak. That's the sign. Unmute yourself, Michael. He's forgotten how. Are you there, Michael? Can you hear me? Nod.
Here, sorry, I was just in the middle of doing something.
Oh, right, okay.
But I've just finished that now.
Right. Oh. We'll pass over to you for a song, and off you go.
Okay then. This is called Jock Hazeldine, and it's about a girl who they're trying to force to marry, an arranged marriage really, and she doesn't want to do that because she loves old Jock, and we'll see what happens. Why weep you by the tide, lady? Why weep you by the tide? I'll wed you to my youngest son, and you shall be his bride, and you shall be his bride, lady, so comely to be seen. But she lets the tears down fall for Jock o' Hazeldean. Now let your wilful grief be done, and dry your cheeks so pale. Young Frank is chief of Errington, and Lord of Langley Dale. His step is first in peaceful hall, his sword in battle keen. But she lets the tears down fall for Jock o' Hazeldean. A chain of gold you shall not lack, nor braid to bind your hair, no metal hound, no mannish hall, no palfrey fresh and fair. And you, the foremost of them all, will guide our forest queen. But she lets the tears down fall for Jock o' Hazeldean. The church was decked at morning tide, the tapers glimmered fair, the priest and bridegroom wait the bride, the dame and the knight were there. They sought her both in bower and hall, this lady was ne'er seen. She's o'er the border and the war, for Jock o' Hazeldean. She's o'er the border and the war, for Jock o' Hazeldean.
Oh, fabulous, Mark.
Very nice. Lovely rendition.
Those of us who are privileged to go to Rhyl live every week.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much. That every week. What a privilege to listen to Mike sing always.
That's
Oh,
grand.
brilliant.
That's grand. That's grand. Now, Ray, you had a double whammy in the first half, so we're going to just pass over to Mike and just share the time out a little bit here. So, Mike, look at them. Their loins are girded. Mike and Helen and Mike.
We're just trying to be efficient and save time.
No, excellent. I'll shut up then and let you get on with it. Zip. Here we go. Zip.
We're going to do a Ralph Stanley gospel-y sort of song. And it's called The Darkest Hour is Just Before Dawn. The sun is slowly sinking, the day is almost gone, still darkness falls around us, and we must journey on. The darkest hour is just before dawn. The narrow way leads home. Lay down your soul at Jesus' feet. The darkest hour is just before dawn. Like a shepherd out on the mountain, watching the sheep down below.
He's coming back to claim us. Will you be ready to go? The darkest hour is just before dawn. The narrow way leads home. Lay down your soul at Jesus' feet. The darkest hour is just before dawn. The darkest hour is just before dawn. The narrow way leads home. Lay down your soul at Jesus' feet. The darkest hour is just before dawn. The darkest hour is just before dawn. Thank you very much for having us.
Lovely. Country waltz gets me going every time, that sort of thing. Very, very nice. Well, Paul, what do you have for us?
Okay, when we're short of time at the Folks Hall, we do a thing called a lightning round where we invite people to do something short from their repertoire, such as this.
Excellent idea.
Sitting in her kitchen drowsily, feeding the baby, staring at the window, waiting for the night to rise. See how the eyelids fall, see how the suckling lulls her. How the plucky creature grimly clings, riding her breathing, sailing on her open breasts as on an endless sea. I have been there like you, poor little comrade Titmouse. That's it.
Well. Yeah. Very nice. A lightning round. I like the idea. We'll try it on Gaffer. Gaffer, have you got a short song without a long introduction?
It was inspired by the great John Shepherd, who thought that I had no idea about the concept of brevity.
Brevity, that's the one. Off you go.
Now, Gaffer Ferris is a man whose songs go on and 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 on, and he was never noted for sweet brevity. Now, brevity, it is a 7-letter word, not short at all, at least that's what I've heard. And in this song, as you shall hear and see, you'll find no longer word than this sweet brevity. Some count each minute and some count each verse, some count each hour, some snore, some curse, but none of you will e'er obsess like me. I count each letter for sweet brevity. If this song's long, then it is not my fault. I get to letter 6, and there I halt. No 7-letter word can slip past me, a part that is from my sweet brevity.
See, he can do it. Impressed. Impressed he can do it. There we are.
Famous for it.
Excellent, Gaffer. It's just it's just very odd hearing you sing a short song. Just very odd. Over to Gwyneth. Gwyneth, what have you got for us, Gwyneth? We're rattling through.
A song from the Copper Family. Again, very short. It's from their book, A Song for All Seasons. I think that's what the title is anyway. Now all you lads that go a-courting, mind which way you choose a wife. For if you marry my wife's sister, you'll be a beggar for the rest of your life. 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, none. 19, 17, 16, 15, 19, 17, 15, 13, 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, and 1. There you go.
That's it. That's it. Oh, I think people have taken it to heart now. How are we doing? Oh, it's only 10:30.
We're doing fine.
It's earlier than that in the US, of course, but it's 10:30 or ish over here. Are you 5 hours ahead, Marianne? Are you 5 hours? 5 behind? Sorry, we're 5 hours ahead. So it's early there. It's late here. I'll shut up. Over we go, and thank you, Gwyneth. We're going to Steve and Steve and Julie again here. Julie's not there. Julie's not there. Is she preparing supper or something important? Hello, Steve.
He's his chairperson.
Right, yeah, she's here. She's just checking her tuning.
Oh, right. Very professional approach. I'll hand over to you, and hopefully the tuning will be fine. I'm sure it will. Yeah. Off you go.
It's a song Julie wrote way back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, I think, and it was kind of a little tribute to Paul Metzers, who's a New Zealand songwriter who we saw a number of times around that period. It's called Writer of Songs. 3, 4. Oh, sorry about that. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Writer of songs in his faded jeans, people come from near and far to listen to his old guitar and sing along. As the music flows, they know how the chorus goes. People hear him sing, people hear him play, and if they listen carefully, they may open up their hearts and take his words in their embrace, help to make this world a better place. Singer of songs about love and war, no one's left in any doubt which cause he's fighting for. As the melody mingles with harmony, he sets their spirits free. People hear him sing, people hear him play, and if they listen carefully, they may open up their hearts and take his words in their embrace, and help to make this world a better place. Just like Merlin, he enchants them, there is magic all around. They are lost inside the music as he holds them spellbound. Giver of songs, just a last encore, The night is nearly over, but the people long for more. With a gentle smile, he begins to strum and tells them that peace must come. People hear him sing, people hear him play, and if they listen carefully, they may open up their hearts and take his words in their embrace, and help to make this world a better place. Help to make this world, help to make this world a better place.
Very nice. Isn't it nice to get new people on here as well? I mean, they're not new at being people, but people who are new to us.
What's wrong with us old ones then?
No, yeah.
How long have you got, Mike?
It's like an old pair of gloves, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, we're moving on now to Mr. Hiscock. If you're ready, Terry. I know. Look at him there. Look, shock, horror. I'm having to make an executive decision and ask a couple of people to drop out, only in the interest of time, or we'll be here till bloody well midnight, as we have been before. And I have a lot of work to do after this finished to get it up on YouTube by morning. For some people are very choosy. Right. Anyway, Terry, you're muted at the moment. I'm sure you... There he is, look. Yeah.
Unawares.
Yeah, well, just take a deep breath. Bless you.
How's that?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll shut up and let you get on with it.
Here it is, little song, a short song I learnt from Whiz Jones back in 1968. We got married last Friday. There was me wife standing by me. All the guests had gone home. We were alone, side by side. We got ready for bed when I nearly dropped over dead, when her teeth and her hair she placed on a chair, side by side. Her tin leg went to follow, her little glass eyes so small, plus the rest of her attachments she placed on a chair by the wall. I nearly I can't remember the last bit. Placed on a chair by the wall. I nearly dropped over dead. I can't remember it.
I was broken-hearted.
I was now broken-hearted. Thank you. For most of me wife I've been parted. Bro, I slept on the chair. There was more of her there. Side by side. Thank you very much for that.
Right one.
So prepared.
Yeah. I'm getting to like this idea of a lightning round, I have to say. That's lovely. And Terry, it proves you're human. If you forget the words occasionally, it proves you're human.
The time.
Well, rumours were abounding, you see, and now we know you're human.
Absolutely.
There we are.
Thanks.
Right, we're moving to Ray now, up into Scotland again. Yeah, that's a shock to him. Look, oh, I'm comfortable. I've got hours to go yet. Now we're not quite aiming for 11 o'clock, but it's going to be a little bit after that. But anyway, Ray, what have you got?
I'll do a song. If you want to know where it is, I can tell you in the chat after. I can just go on and play it. It's a Scottish one. Oh, tell me what was on your road, you roaring northern wind. as ye come blowing frae the land that's never frae my mind. My feet may travel England, but I'm deeing for the north. My man, I saw the silver tides run up the Firth of Forth. I wind I ken them well enough, and find they fawn rise, but fain I'd feel the creeping mist on yonder shoreline lies. But tell me as you pass them by, what saw you on the way? My man, I rocked the roving gulls that sail up in the day. But saw ye nothing lee in wind afore ye came to Fife? For there's muckle lying yon today that's mair to me than life. For my man has swept the Angus braes that you haven't trod for years. O wind, forgie a hameless loon that canna see for tears. And far up in the Angus straths I saw the wild geese flee, a long, long skein of beaten wings with their heads towards the sea. And their crying voices, I hint them on the air. Wind, hae mercy, haud your wheest, for I dare nae ask for mair.
That's lovely. That's lovely. It's a sweet song. What's that song called, Ray?
It's called The Wild Geese.
The Wild Geese. Very, very nice.
Everybody calls it Northern Wind, but it's called The Wild
That's another dance, but that's a different tune.
The Wild Geese. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Geese. It's a poem by Violet Jacob, put to music by Jim Reid.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, Storm, do you have something short for us? I don't mean your attention span. He's gone. Where's he gone? Look. Hello, Storm. Earth calling Storm. Do you have something nice and short for us, Storm? Nice and short. Yeah, he's...
Yeah, just give me 1 second.
There we go. He's finding something short. I'm drinking low alcohol beer.
What's that with you, man?
Well, I thought I better stay sober till the end of this session, or I'll be falling off the chair, you know. And
that's very true. We're used to it normally.
It's 2% alcohol. The stuff I'm drinking. What's that about?
What's that about? It's about keeping you together, Al. Keeping you together.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. Well, I've
got John told me I've got to keep my eye on you.
It's not working, is it?
Yeah, well,
no, not really, Paul.
Well, my Penderyn's gone, so I'm going to be on the brandy after.
Hang on, I'll get a little violin out.
I'll get a brandy. Yeah. No, if I don't buy it, I don't drink it. So that's the thing. Father's Day, leftover from Father's Day. Right, Storm, you ready?
Yep, I'm having to switch.
I'm waffling on. Yeah, I'll shut up.
I'm just having to switch lyrics because the one I had chosen I think is too long.
Oh, we're going to put the spotlight on you. I'm going to shut up and away you go when you're ready.
Okay. Oh, that one may be too long too. Sorry. I'm looking for a short one. Just give me 1 second.
I never have that problem.
This
Well,
is defeating the object, isn't it? What we could do is come back to your Storm. What you saw?
I got one here.
You got one. You got one. Away you go.
Yeah. Okay. If I should die tomorrow, would you come to my funeral and sit in the back next to Mother? And would you weep into your tiny hanky you keep for such occasions? Would you come to plant a rose in springtime and brush away the snow each winter? And would you remember what we meant to each other, though I must confess, and as you know, I was no perfect lover. But would that matter then, when I was dead? People tell me I ought to save my money so that I could be laid away in style in a walnut box with all the fancy trimmings, vacuum sealed to keep me fresh a while. But send me to glory in a glad bag. Don't waste a fancy coffin on my bones. Just put me out on the curb next Tuesday. Let the sanitation local bear me home. Sell all my worldly possessions and buy yourself a case or two of Pabst. Let the empties be my memorial tombstone. Engrave them with this epitaph. Send me to glory in a glad bag. Don't waste a fancy coffin on my bones. Just put me out on the curb next Tuesday. Let the sanitation local bear me home. If I should die upon the eve of Christmas, just place my baggie by the Christmas tree. When the children open all their goodies, the big surprise will be the death of me. Send me to glory in a glad bag. Don't waste a fancy coffin on my bones. Just put me out on the curb next Tuesday. Let the sanitation local bear me home. But maybe I'll end up bound for glory. But to that other place I would not choose. And if it seems that I'm headed in that direction, then an oven bag would be the thing to use. Just send me to glory in a glad bag. Don't waste a fancy coffin on my bones. Just put me out on the curb next Tuesday. Let the sanitation local bear me home. Just put me out on the curb next Tuesday. Let the sanitation local bear me home.
There we are. A telegraphed ending as well. Always helps us when we know the end's coming. Sorry, when I say the end's coming, I mean, the end is nigh. I don't mean the end is nigh. I mean the end of the song is coming. Anyway, thank you, Storm. Thank you, Storm. That was a bit of a shock to your system, wasn't it, finding a short one? Maggie and Mark. Well, Maggie's in the background. She's the power behind the throne, I reckon.
She is. She's asked me to do this one, so I'm going to do it.
Oh, lovely.
My life won't be worth living, I can
well,
tell you that.
Tell us about it. There we go.
It's a song called Joseph Cross, which I may have done here before. It's about a Native American who got dragged into the residential school system that was set up in Canada and probably Australia as well. He's not a real person, but there were thousands of them. It's that sort of song. Written by Eric Taylor from Austin in Texas. Words come to the cafe that the old man he's ailing. His eyes they're failing, and the weather's took his hands. And there's a ring on his finger that was made from the bone of some white man in Missouri who spilled whiskey on his wife. Well, he has travelled the sacred circle, and he has travelled the white man buffalo brother, he's killed for anger in the white man's name. His name was Joseph Cross, and he was raised by the mission, just one of 100 Indian boys who wouldn't tie his shoes. And he cried the night his grandpa died, who told him in a vision, stay close to the ways of the rattlesnake, stay close to the ways of the grizzly. Well, he has traveled the sacred circle, and he has traveled the white man's train. He's killed for hunger his buffalo brother, he's killed for anger in the white man's name. In the 1919 chill of December, when the bear and the rattlesnake lay sleeping, hardly breathing, it's a penny to the kitchen boy to run fetch Sister Lydia. Go tell her that old Indian lies sleeping, hardly breathing. Well, he has traveled the sacred circle, and he has traveled the white man's train. He's killed for hunger his buffalo brother, he's killed for anger in the white man's name. And someone said it don't seem right to give him a white man's funeral. Someone said they'd soon as not float him down the river. But no one touched the ring or said a thing about his chest, where it looked like the bear had ripped him and the rattler kissed his cheek. Well, he has traveled the sacred circle, and he has traveled the white man's train. He's killed for hunger his buffalo brother, he's killed for anger in the white man's name. His name was Joseph Cross, and he was raised by the mission, just one of 100 Indian boys who wouldn't tie his shoes. And he cried the night his grandpa died, who told him in a vision, stay close to the ways of the rattlesnake, stay close to the ways of the grizzly, stay close to the ways of the rattlesnake, stay close to the ways of the grizzly.
Wow, really, really fabulous.
No one should be that good.
Whose song is that, Mark?
It was written by Eric Taylor from Austin, Texas.
Yeah,
who
wow.
one time was married to Nancy Griffith.
Right.
Sadly, both of them are no longer here.
That was a really depth of thought there in that song.
Yeah.
Gets you every time, that kind of story, doesn't it?
And I did it twice as fast as I should have done.
Just to get
it out.
Well, you can blame Paul for that, you see. The lightning round, you see.
Yeah.
he sowed the seed in everybody's head.
He can take it, yeah.
Yeah, no, that really was grand. Thank you very much, Mark. And Gloria, there you are, Gloria.
Okay, I'll do a shortened version, as you would wish. Right. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gathered round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. I hear her voice in the morning when she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down the road, I get the feeling that I should have been born yesterday. Yesterday, country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads, take me home, country roads.
Very nice, thank you. And we're just on 11 o'clock, so I kind of had an idea we'd aim for 11 o'clock, but I thought, no, we're never going to do it. So, Marianne, it's always a delight to see you and always a delight to hear you. What have you got for us?
Okay, this is a Jimmy Buffett song. This is the only Jimmy Buffett song I do, but I like it. To me, it's not really a Jimmy Buffett song. It's called All the Ways I Want You, and just took on a whole new meaning with the pandemic. Are full of secrets, owls watch by night. Down in town the bars are full and the drunks are picking fights. These are the things I know, but the facts are filtered through. All the ways I want you, all the ways I want you. To 19 freight train, moaning somewhere near. I see you in the distance, but I can't get there from here. Hard to believe it's happening, but my whole world's shrunken too. All the ways I want you, all the ways I want you, all the ways I want you. Stars look down and laugh at me. I ought to take a bow. Don't have to tell them life's hard sometimes. There's one falling now. Nobody's here beside me. I can talk about it too. All the ways I want you, all the ways, all the ways I want you, all the ways I
a lovely voice, Marianne, and you know how to use it. Wow.
We have some spectacular talent in our midst at the moment, haven't we? And I don't just mean me.
We are blessed. So from the sublime to the ridiculous. I've got one more song. Sally's been waiting for this song. And it's not a typical funeral song, but I think she plans to have it at a funeral. I won't live that long, I guess, so I won't be there. So it's a great singing song, a great chorus song, and it's by John Connolly from the 60s, and it's undergone quite a lot of changes, and it's Fiddler's Green. You all know that one, don't you? You know that one.
Yeah.
So the verses might not quite match the verses that you know, but there we are. We'll give it a try. John would be very pleased because I've got my drums on. The tune. As I walked on the dockside one evening so rare, to smoke the view the still waters and take the salt air, I heard an old fisherman singing this song. Take me away, boys, me time is not long. Wrap me up in me oilskins and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Oh, tell me, oh shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates. I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. Now Fiddler's Green is a place I hear tell, where the bold fishers go if they don't go to hell. And the skies are all clear, and the dolphins all play, and the cold coast of Greenland is far, far away. Wrap me up in me oilskins and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. And tell me, oh shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates. I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. Where the skies are all clear and there's never a gale, and the fish jump aboard with a swish of their tail. And we'll sing the old songs, there's no work to do, and the skipper's below making tea for the crew. Wrap me up in the oilskins and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. And tell me, oh shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates. I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. When you get back in dock and the long trip is through, well, there's pubs and there's clubs and there's lasses there too. And the girls are all pretty, the beer is all free, and there's bottles of rum hanging on every tree. Wrap me up in me oilskins and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. And tell me, oh shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates. I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. Now I don't want a harp, nor a halo, not me. Just give me a breeze and a good rolling sea. I play me old squeeze box as we roll along, with the wind in the rigging to sing me this song. Wrap me up in me oilskins and jumper. No more on the docks I'll be seen. Oh, tell me, oh shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates. I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green. Tell me, oh shipmates, I'm taking a trip, mates. I'll see you someday in Fiddler's Green.
wonderful Mr. Alan Rees Jones.
Smashing song. I must learn it sometime.
It's a song we all know. Bits of.
Yeah.
Half of.
Well, I'm used to singing the chorus, but it was good old Daryl Morley. Those that remember Daryl Morley, anyway, was a stalwart in our club for years and years. And he didn't have the greatest diction. Sorry, Daryl. He didn't have the greatest diction. So I never really got to grips with the words of the verses, and there are a few different versions about. I'm kind of halfway there, but I'm a bit naughty. That's what Zoom does for you. It encourages you.
Don't give in to the paper, Alan.
No, that's it. I'm trying. Very trying. Anyway, I'm going to stop the recording just now. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a fine Friday evening. I've thoroughly enjoyed. Come back, John Shepherd. All is forgiven. I'm sorry if you haven't been insulted this evening. It's not my fault.
Wasn't that bad, was it, Alan?
Oh no.
We can manage without John.
It's good fun, but it is.
If you wait around, I can probably think up some insults for the people who didn't get done. So.
I would think so. Yeah.
We can just tell ourselves we're all shite.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm not going to recommend Morrison's Budget Bitter, I'm afraid. It's not a great... It kept me lubricated, but anyway.
Just remember that when he's on next Zoom, you'll get double the insults. Well,
there is that. Up. Yeah. I'm sure John, at the moment, is bursting with vitriol. He's sitting at home.
He probably just needs to go to the loo, actually.
He's probably home by now. He's been to see Ralph McTell, a proper concert. And he's probably home by now, well into the bottle of malt, and he hasn't joined us. So I hope that was a reasonable attempt, Sally, to meet your requirements to hear the song again. Sally said she hadn't heard the song for a long, long time, and she and Peter. I hope Peter's on the mend as well. Give him my regards. So I'll stop the recording now, and I'll say to all our listeners out there in YouTube land, I hope your breakfast was very nice.